sometimes we forget what our humble beginnings were. As long as you're making progress, that's all that matters. That's all that counts. You're not being stagnant in what you do. Hey you guys, how you doing? How's your mother, brother, sister, cousin? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having the best day ever. We're here for a good time, not a long time, okay? So we go right into it. When's the last time you scrolled on social media and you was like, oh, their video's perfect, their life's perfect, their marriage is perfect, their relationship is perfect. It's not real. I was actually watching a video just the other day, and this man just gave the best example. He was like, on TikTok, there's going around, it's called the orange peel um, experiment, or the orange peel theory, or whatever. And basically, the thought process is a man or a woman is supposed to go to their significant other and give them an orange, and they're supposed to, or ask them for an orange, right? And the thought process is that the person should peel the orange for them. Now, the way that they ask them to do it varies amongst the videos. And, you start opening up the commentary, right? And people they are having a time in the comments. And my thought process initially is, he's like in the video saying it's not real, right? And I think we have gotten so caught up in social media and in um, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook feeds, where we're now separating reality from fantasy and all the things, right? And really, a lot of times that kind of content is clickbait. So I always say the way that I posture myself to help me like ground myself is this real? What is true? That is actually the word I ask myself. What is true? Because listen, I be having mental acrobats in my head at all times. Okay, that's just how my brain works. I need to analyze every scenario before I come to a conclusion of where I'm going to go. So the thought process is, you're watching one of these videos and it's stirring up feelings in you, like, oh my goodness, her boyfriend is so sweet. She said I needed an orange. Now, and that's all she said. And he done peeled the orange, split it apart, and gave her a glass of water. And now you're like, I'm so lonely. What is life? And the reality of the situation is, maybe you're in a season because that's where you need to be. I really believe that wherever you are is where you need to be. There's so many lessons, so many things to learn. And if we learn to posture ourselves in where we're supposed to be, that it takes us and propels us to the place where we're going to go. So the thought process is, if you're comparing yourself to other people, also the other thing is, what is true is, would you be willing to go through the things that they've gone through to get to where they are? How many YouTube couples can you name that started a couples channel and now they're divorced? I can name at least 4 off the top of my head, right? And again, the other thought process is, again, what is true? Are you willing to go through the things that they are to get to the thing that you think that you want, need, and desire? Anything that I want to posture it in a space where I know that God sent it to me, that it was meant for me, that it's mine and mine's alone. Because the other part is, I never want to kind of diminish, right? I want to champion people who are doing well in their business. I want to congratulate people as they go to the next stage in their lives, right? Because the other thought process is, I think a lot of people, listen, let's be vulnerable a little bit here. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, Charese, you're doing so well. You're getting all these awards, right? I told you I've been in business for 18 years. I didn't start getting awards until about 6 years ago. That's the truth of the matter. Nobody was coming to see Charese. Listen, I did my first vision board party. I had 3 people there, and they were all people who were related to me. So no one, no one I didn't know, or people or friends, families. And that's why also the other episode where I said your friends are not your target market. I think that was the stake that really dug deep that concept for me, right? So we want to make sure that we're not comparing ourselves to other people, because you don't know what it looks like. And also, everyone has a starter story. Tabitha Brown every January she reshares her story on how she got picked up by Whole Foods, and basically how she got discovered. And if you've read her initial book, you know that She also wanted to be an actress, and she flew to California. She moved back to North Carolina. She flew back to California. Again, everyone has an origin story. Steve Harvey, he slept in his car. He was homeless, right? Again, so this is the other part. What is your origin story? Where's your beginning? And the other thing is always assessing where you are. Sometimes we forget what our humble beginnings were. As long as you're making progress, that's all that matters. That's all that counts. You're not being stagnant in what you do. So, what is true? And are you using the SMART method? Are you being specific about what you want? Are you measuring it? Is it obtainable? Is it relative to what you're actually trying to go after? And how much time is it going to take you? I think some of us quit doing what we desire or what we think that we've been called to do because it's not yielding as quickly as we think it should. What if it takes you 20 years to be a millionaire? Would you still stay the course after year 10? If you knew that you starting your business would break generational curses for your family, but it'll take 15 years, would you still stay the course? And if that course also looks like you getting married, getting divorced, being a single parent, maybe not even getting married, never having children, right? All these other variables, would you still stay the course? Fall in love with the process and never lose sight of the end goal. And also say what is true, because the thing that you think that you desire might not be the path that you want to go down. All right, that was deep. We'll cut it right here, okay? We'll get to these church announcements. Of course, I'm always going to invite you to TTC Academy because I want you to be part of my crew, right? So track those coins. Follow us on Instagram, track_those_coins Academy. We're giving listen, if you want to make money on demand, that's where you will find us at. That is where I reside. That is where I want you to go, okay? The other thing I want you to do is I want you to get this book. It's called The Elevation Approach. I mentioned this book on the very first episode about standing on business. This book actually goes through the preparation, inspiration, transformation, and recreation. And really the thought process is lean into ease, not subscribing to a work-life balance. There is no such thing as balance in entrepreneurship. Today, me recording this podcast episode for you guys and doing 4 of them in one sitting is priority, right? And then the ease is I'm gonna go to a comedy show later tonight, okay? You need to figure out how to create those ebbs and flows in your business. Maybe tomorrow it's going to church for you. Maybe Monday it's getting your kids ready. Maybe Tuesday it's you working out, right? Figure out what it is that's important to you. Again, I'm going to keep alluding to the SMART method because I think it's a method that holds accountability for all of us. And in doing that, you actually realize like every day is not going to be the same. Every day, what's important or what's on your to-do list changes, and you need to figure out what those deadlines and what that actually looks like. I'm going to also make another suggestion. Before the beginning of 2024, I went into ChatGPT and I typed out, what is the morning routine for a millionaire? And it gave me time. It gave me timestamps of like how long you should read. And it was actually, listen, there's nothing new underneath the sun, as my grandma would say. And it didn't say anything I didn't know, right? Top things: meditating, writing out what you need to get done for the day, working out, eating a breakfast, and then getting your day started. What does that need to look like for you, right? I I always joke with myself, the days that I wake up the earliest are my most productive days. But the days I want to sleep in and get an extra hour of sleep, listen, the day goes awry. Am I being counterproductive by fighting myself? Perhaps, but we're working on it, right? That is the church announcements. I have 2 things for you guys. I hope that you're going to have the best day ever, and I'm most definitely rooting for your win. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.